Hi there, and welcome once again to my movie library. So tonight we have a few things that we're going to talk about. We actually are going to talk about some internet, YouTube drama-ish stuff. We're going to touch on that anyway. We're going to look into my collection, and I'm going to pick out some of my favorites, especially like in the. I'm going to share some of my favorite TV box sets and stuff like that as well. I got some surprises. Nothing that I picked up recently. Hope that didn't make you turn off the channel. But I do have a little bit of news on the retro game hunt as well. Wow, that's like... And apparently, I'm making this look like I'm in Charlton Heston's earthquake film. But no, so here, a lot to talk about, a lot to do. It's Saturday night here in the movie library. Alright, so let's get into the drama-ish stuff a little bit first. We'll get the Channel Awesome stuff out of the way. We all know that there's going on right now. There's a lot of stuff going on about Channel Awesome. There are some stuff that's being done extremely well, and there's some stuff coming out about it that I think has been rather tasteless. And so I'm not going to talk about like that type of stuff. What I will say is that Channel Awesome was an aggregator site that had a lot of popular content creators on there. As of, there was I think around 40 or so. As of right now, there's 2, aside from the guy, you know, the Nostalgia Critic. Nostalgia Critic's one of those people that I was off and on about. I haven't really liked in a couple of years, but I would go back to watch the retro commercial episodes that he did. That was pretty much the only thing that I really liked that he had done at that point. But you know, that's my taste, and some people may love his stuff, and others may not even like the retro commercial stuff. They might like anything. That doesn't matter. What matters is that a doc came out, and it was on Twitter, and up right now, I think it's up to around 73 pages, and a lot of the content creators that worked on that website came out, and they said a lot of bad stuff that happened. And some of it was smaller stuff, and some of it was like mismanagement stuff, and some of it was very dark, very serious stuff. Some of it was very I don't want to get into. Some of it was like assault type stuff and worse, and there was a lot of misogyny, and let's just say that they responded first with a pretty much a non-apology, and everybody else has mentioned that. So I'll just go really lightly into it. And if you read it's just pretty sad. And then he came back with a more aggressive response, like Channel Awesome did, and just pretty much like laying it onto these to these people. All they had to do, literally, all they had to do was apologize, right? Draft up some apology letter, tweet, video. Doug's good at looking sincere. So, but they didn't do that. They decided to be condescending at first, and then they decided to be aggressive. It was the exact wrong move to make. Somebody who was trained to make my living in public relations, this is the worst possible thing that they could do. It just, unless you were like completely following them, and just their response made it worse. Their last response made it so bad that any person left that could get out got out. Right now, there are 2 people left. There is the cinema snob Brad Jones, and I don't know why he's still there. He wasn't the guy that needs Channel Awesome in any way at all to promote his brand. His branding has been done pretty well over the cinema snob and his many screenings and stuff like that. But I'm not sure if some kind of misguided loyalty. I don't know. So I'm not going to rag on him for staying there. I think it will hurt his brand a bit. I'm hoping that he can come out of it somehow. That he's not part of the from everything I've heard, he's not part of the problem. So hopefully he'll come out okay, and he'll leave Channel Awesome behind. It's when you're down to 2 people, and you made yourself a fairly toxic place to even like be associated with, then those two people really just, my opinion, guys, get out, get as far away from it as possible. This could have so easily been rectified, but they didn't do that. They didn't rectify it, and they made it worse. And there was a point when, honestly, it's one of the things that came out was that Doug Walker and Rob Walker, they don't own the IP of the Nostalgia Critic. Actually, that's owned by mostly by a guy named Michael Michaud, who is although I'm very Canadian and I'm usually pretty I don't mean that, polite type of thing. He's a piece of crap. I'm gonna say that right now. Everything that I've read on him from, and it's been corroborated over and over again that Michaud is a moron. And yeah, so Michaud, go. Anyway, so Doug's Nostalgia Critic character wasn't his to take. That got somehow taken into the channel or something. He may have like a partial thing, but Michaud has, from what I can tell, has controlling interest. If Doug isn't as much put into it, and I think at this point he has to take blame. He has to. I don't believe that he was that naive, and if he was that naive, what the hell, man? But the fact that he's still supporting Michaud, I don't get it. What I would do, this is me. This is what I would have done. If he had a channel before this called That Guy with the Glasses, the whole idea behind the getting it done up, and he wasn't sure, but like you keep doing it type of thing. So back in the day, there was a lot of different streaming sites that we had. We had there's VidMe, I think it was one of them. That's gone now, actually, recently. Blip TV was a big one, and I think I had a Blip TV account at one time. But there's also there's Blip TV and there's YouTube, and YouTube were like a lot stricter. There was like a lot of copyright stuff that you had to get around. It could be a bit hectic. So what they decided to do was decide to take. I'm gonna check something over here. Decide to take. I think I'm gonna use that one. I'm trying to decide what I want to use in my video as I'm doing this. They decided to like get a bunch of people together, invite people in, and have them host it on this channel so that it's supposed to promote each other's channels. Now here's the thing: they made these anniversary films. I didn't like them that much. That's a personal taste thing. I did like a lot of the people that were in the film, but I didn't feel like when I watched their own videos and when I watched the anniversary films, most of the time I really didn't feel like their brand of humor from their own videos got across. They seemed written pretty much to be really the Doug Walker-ish type of character. I'm not the first person to say that, I don't think. Especially some of the smaller YouTube creators there. Some of the big people out there that have left the channel, just in case you need to know, it's Linkara, who from absolutely every video that I've seen, he's a fantastic person. Like a super fantastic great guy. One of the nicest YouTubers you are ever going to meet is Linkara. Obscura Lupa was then one that I've always liked. Phelan is somebody that I've always liked, and they have like I like the way they do their stuff, and I'm a big fan of like some of the other ones as well. I like Lindsay Ellis not so much as a nostalgia chick, but I like some of her own stuff because it seemed like finding her identity type of thing. Her own, because she's a person that's kind of burdened. She wins a contest that burdens her with the whole thing to pretty much be the female nostalgia critic rather than her own kind of person. So, yeah. Anyway, Blockbuster Busters has left, and he's a guy that I really like. Is Erod, in case you haven't seen his stuff. I really do recommend Linkara, Phelan, Obscura Lupa, Blockbuster Buster. Those guys, I can really strongly recommend their stuff. They do really good, fun stuff. Blockbuster Buster is one of those guys. he was one of the smaller guys on the channel. I'm not less talented than any of the other ones. It's just this was a big deal to him, and coming in, and the thought of being able to be among all these creators that he looked up to, and to do one of the anniversary movies, just cheesy fun that was something that he worked and he strived towards, and he got there, and then he got accepted for the 10th anniversary movie, and then this happened, and they canceled the movie, and which is good, because who's going to be there? There's like, what, Brad and Guru Larry and Nostalgia Critic, and he can put in Tamara and Malcolm, and God, I hope Tamara and Malcolm get out of this. Especially Tamara, she seems like a sweetheart. But there you go. I have no support at all for Channel Awesome. I have no time for them. I don't. Their model in and of itself is flawed and horrible. I'm not going to go into like the doc and stuff like that. You guys can read all that stuff, and there are videos that I do recommend. Like, you can check out some of the Social Injustice Wars early stuff's pretty good. Tipster did a couple decent videos on it. There's a few different people that have done some good stuff. Obscura Lupa did a video on it, and I really do recommend you read Blockbuster Buster's I'm Leaving Channel Awesome video. It kind of broke my heart a bit. Such a nice guy, such a sweetheart. Definitely check it out, some Pregler, that's Obscura Lupa. Check out the Google Doc from her, and as far as like the other stuff goes, just stick away from the toxicness that is Channel Awesome right now, in my opinion. Now, you could be a fan, and that's you, and that's okay. I mean, I'm not saying no, don't be a fan of Channel Awesome, or don't be a fan of Doug, or that type of thing. It's just I can't. I've been a self-professed fan of the Cinema Snob for a while, basically because we got a lot of the same taste in films, it seems, but I can't. I can't anymore. We sat down last night, and we wanted to watch a YouTube video, and we normally will watch like a midnight screening, or we put on the background, listen to it, that type of thing, because my better half really likes to watch those. Neither one of us could. We after everything that's gone on, we couldn't do it. It just we felt bad, and we're like, no, we can't do it anymore. As long as he's with the channel, we can't do it. And we thought maybe he won't. Maybe because this one didn't go up on their on the Channel Awesome website right away, and we were like, okay, maybe Brad's gone. No, that'd be nice. And we could start watching Brad again, but he wasn't. And no judgment on him. I don't know his situation. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just really loyal. I think it's going to hurt him, but that's for him, and like him alone, him and his friends and family to decide how they feel about it. I don't want to think. I don't want to say like, definitely don't like go out and bully like the content creators that are on there that are just doing their thing, or some like the actors behind the scenes. This clearly is a management thing, and it is a Doug Walker thing. Doug Walker does have to take blame, and he has to acknowledge and do something and try and change that. If he can't do that, then it was really great that he helped popularize YouTube reviewing, and but he's been surpassed many times over by a lot of other YouTubers. That's my opinion. Brandon Tenold is much better. You want to see a good YouTube reviewer? Go watch Brandon Tenold. Watch Fanboy Flicks. You notice they're both Canadian. No, if you didn't know that, they are, and that's because us here in Canada, in the frozen tundered wasteland, going out there every night, fighting polar bears from our enforced igloos and all that stuff. We kind of, there's nothing else to do. Humor. That's what we do. Not me so much. I do dad humor, and that's not the same type. I'm not a humor writer per se. I'm what you call movie fan. There. What I like to do, like more humorous style videos. I've done a few, but a lot of those, they haven't ever gone on the channel. They're more for me. It's kind of a fun thing to do every once in a while. Like, I do have characters that I haven't put on this here channel because that's not the style of video that most people that come in and watch this are expecting, or maybe even what they want. So I've stayed away from that. I've got like I've thrown things in here and there, but I kind of like to, aside from spoiler theater, which pops up, which is fairly straight, a little tongue in cheek sometimes, but I do love doing reviews. It's just I find that personally, most people that watch my channel and watch my videos prefer the vlog style content with longer videos, with reviews put in there, different types of things. The Versus thing has been it's been fairly popular, so that's definitely going on. There's more people actually talking about the retro gaming stuff now than I expected. I've gotten like some DMs on that, and thank you. Anybody that's come here and watches and just normally sees my horror stuff, and then they talk and they see the gaming stuff and they mention it, or anybody that likes that I try and diversify my content a little bit. Thank you for that, because I really work hard on my channel, so that I can give you guys the best quality video that I can. So there you go. Channel Awesome is gone. It's pretty much gone. It's got 2 people on it. I do not think that it's going to be a channel that can make its way back. It's the whole hashtag change the channel thing. I hope that somehow something good can come out of this, and maybe some of the content creators that got like pretty much screwed over, for lack of a better word, by Channel Awesome and Michelle specifically, can find some sort of like peace from this, and not like, not a vindictive thing where like, oh, look at that, we showed them, but in a way that it's that they can like finally put to rest some of the demons and the bad experiences that they had in the past and go forward. Hopefully, maybe they'll shine a spotlight on their channel a bit more, and they'll see some stuff, and we can also like be a little bit happier and find some channels, maybe find some channels that we haven't found. If you haven't seen the Blockbuster Buster, if you haven't seen Linkara, and you like video games or Power Rangers or just geeky stuff, then you're probably going to like their channels. Linkara is a favorite of mine. I watch the history of Power Rangers videos. I'm addicted to those. I like to see him do like branch out. I like to see him like do more Kamen Rider. I think he did one Kamen Rider. I like to see him do more of that, and some more of the Sentai stuff as well. I just want to see some of that stuff. I like that stuff. I don't talk about it on here a lot. It's like Power Rangers, like a lot of the stuff I grew up with, and I watched when I was Power Rangers. Of course, I was older when that came out, but I got so addicted to it. I really did. I do want the other Power Rangers things in my collection. I'm going to talk about some newsy stuff. I'm going to do my C-section, and then we're going to get into like some movie stuff, some TV stuff, maybe a little bit more. Not sure. Let's just see how it goes. Let's just run with it tonight, guys. I hope you're enjoying tonight in the movie library. I'll be right back. So I got asked recently, why do I stand more in my videos now than I used to back in the day? Because I do a lot of sitting type videos. It's the layout of where I was before. I did it on an iMac, and now I use an iPad, and I have like I've got it set up. It's just a lot easier right now. So that, and I'm a super hyper person, so I do like to do this stuff standing up. Anyway, so there's some stuff here, not a lot, just a few. And I promise if your comment doesn't make it on here and I missed it, I'll get it next time. Let me know if I miss a comment. I actually appreciate when people do that. I love the fact that people are actually finding my videos from earlier stuff. I got people that found videos from my first apartment and stuff like that back when I started. which was about, I think I started YouTube approximately about 6 years ago. So I've replied to a few of these, but I'm going to talk about them anyway. So first off, I think what we have to talk about is Serial at Midnight mentioned Petey Williams. Petey asked about the best Laurel and Hardy set, and I did not know. Now, that being said, there is a guy here that does. That's Sir at Midnight. I've talked about him before. Cool guy. Anyway, so he found the best Laurel and Hardy collection. Unfortunately, it looks to be sold out now. What's really killing me is when I was in London, I actually had this set in my hands. My better half saying, "It's a nice set. Maybe you should pick it up." I was like, "I'll get it down the road." Now it's sold out, and people are selling it for £83. So I'll just bring it up here. So this is Laurel and Hardy, the collection. 21 disc box set. What was I thinking? And he said, unfortunately, it looks like it's gone out of print, but might be available on the second-hand market. I paid £21 from Amazon.co.uk, which was an incredible value. It was an amazing value. This has pretty much all the shorts, 20 films, offers the option to watch colorized and non-colorized versions, and is only missing a few of the movies that I believe are held by Fox. This is the most comprehensive set available in one single package, 21 discs. Worth it to see a young Peter Cushing in A Chump at Oxford. Ooh, there's a nice throwback to the upcoming Hammer vs. Amicus thing. Now, if you have yet to check out Sir at Midnight, definitely do. As you can tell, a very learned and knowledgeable guy on a lot of this stuff. Next up is James Hayes. Hey, James. And maybe do a Code Red versus Scorpion. I know both companies are owned by brothers, but since Ronin kind of took over Code Red, they seem to be doing better. I agree. Cain versus Abel, brother versus brother, sounds really enticing. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't have a lot of Scorpion releases. That's just because Code Red, I had a few of theirs from a Code Red sale, and I've had Code Red titles given to me because, as you guys know, Code Red, Twilight Time, Scorpion are a little bit harder to find around here. You're starting to find more on Amazon, stuff like that, especially Scorpion. You can find a lot of their stuff on Amazon. Sometimes it's a little pricey, but when I get back to collecting a bit more, you'll see me get more of those. But yes, there's a Code Red versus Scorpion one, James, actually being done. You can probably, you know me a bit, James, you'll probably know which way I lean, and I do have a few things to talk about with that, and some things that I don't like. When I talk about Code Red, when I talk about Twilight Time, there's things that I have to say about both companies that kind of like bug me a bit. But Code Red vs. Scorpion, I'm going to be as fair as I can, and I will do that video. Movie Mac, yo! Hey Aaron, thank you for not forgetting me, and thank you for the compliment. You're awesome too. The only reason I thought you did was because I got confused, but it's all good now. I would have chosen Vinegar Syndrome over Severin also, only because I've never ordered anything from Severin directly, so I don't know what their service is like or their shipping. Anytime I've ordered from Vinegar Syndrome, they have always shipped my stuff fast. They're really good for that. I don't know if any of you guys got a Friday 13th yesterday. Did any of you guys get like the checkout Vinegar Syndrome free international shipping? I wanted to, but honestly, moving to a house, can't right now. I'm still trying to save some money up for the whole halfway to Black Friday sale. Get a few things anyway. Drax 007, yeah, Sega Classics should be released on Switch too. Crash Bandicoot and Insane Trilogy will be coming to Switch July 10th. I know, I'm excited actually. So that's when you might like to get. They are frustratingly hard though, so I've not completed the second one yet. As I remember, the third one was a bit easier. It was actually. There's that. I'm not sure if the Sparrow one is coming to the Switch right away. That I would get that one on Switch. I'll get the Crash one down the road. I prefer playing my retro games on the Switch, as I can take it with me, type of thing. Again, I have like a bunch of handhelds now too, so that helps as well. But I do like the way that's done. Ken Carlson. Ken is actually, I talk to Ken a lot. Just watched the original April Fool's Day on iTunes the other day. Thought it was a terrible slasher. Okay, Ken, them's fighting words. No, everybody has their own opinion. April Fool's Day is the 1986 slasher that was very divisive among the fan base because of its twist ending. It's if you haven't seen it or you're not aware of how divisive that April Fool's Day had been among the fan base, let me put it to you this way: do you remember a movie called High Tension? Some people loved and thought that the ending to the film, the twist, was utterly brilliant. It was well done. And other people just really, really hated it. Didn't get the logic of the fact that it was being done from her mind. So some things that didn't kind of make sense really kind of did. But it did. It really did. But yeah, I give it another chance down the road, Ken. I really think you should. It's got a great cast, a lot of great 80s actors in there. Amy Steele is always, one of the best final girls ever. Just an amazing cast. Now that you know what it is, there's also a good novelization of that done as well. There was a different twist that was going to come into that into the movie April Fool's Day, just so you know. You might want to look that up. And maybe give you a little bit more of an appreciation for it. Give it a while, Ken. Give it another chance. I think you might like it. If not, it's okay. Sometimes it's okay to disagree. Some people like the Last Jedi. Me. Some people don't like the Last Jedi. Hey, Mark Stewart here, and hi, Aaron. I'm enjoying your Versus videos. Thanks. I really do like doing these. I look forward to your format Versus video. I bought an HD player back in the day, and Blu-ray 1. I was gutted as my HD player was obsolete. It is so not obsolete. Ken, man, that means you can get HD DVDs for fairly cheap now. You can get a cool HD DVD collection, and it is great quality. Much like in the beta VHS days. Sony went all in. They didn't want to lose like they did with the beta one. So they went all guns in with their Blu-ray, and it went out. But still, I'd kill to have an HD DVD player. I'm collecting as many formats as I can. I need them. Skinslip does amazing. Does some awesome stuff, by the way. So see, I'm so far behind our releases. I know how you feel. I think I missed the boat on Demon Wind and the Bloodbeat slipcovers. Actually, they're still available, I think. So they'll be able to tell you how many's on there, but I'm pretty sure they're both still available. I missed out on the Ice Cream Man, and there's another one I missed out on, actually. There's a few, but some I was more interested in than others. I like a lot of Joe Sarno's work, but I'm not particularly going out to grab all the stuff that he put out on that Vinegar Cinemas put out by him, because some I like better than others. But if they put out Butterflies, something like that, I'm all there for that. I have been wanting about 20 Vincent releases and about 10 Seven releases for a while now. Great episode, thanks. Also, Video Kill the Radio Star will forever be associated with Take This Waltz From Me. Okay. I have so many Vinegar Syndrome titles that I want. It is insane. And I'm starting to I've got a few titles. Now, I watched Malibu High today. We'll talk about that, actually. That's a release that I kind of pimped up, and I want to give you some information on it. It's really great to hear from you again. Keep working. Right now, Skinzip is working on a book on toys. And let me bring up my my Twitter machine and actually kind of let you guys know, because he's creating a collector's guide for rubber monster toys from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He needs help finding figures for photos to be used in the book. So he's accepting donations for the book. He's working on a that's really cool, actually. A collector's guide for the monster toys from the 80s and 90s. And you can direct message him or email him at skinslip@gmail.com. So that's skin, S-K-I-N, slip, S-L-I-P, at gmail.com. So I'm going to, good luck with the book. As a writer that's been trying to get back into writing and wants to do a kind of exploitation book down the road, I can't wait to see it come completed. take your time, have fun with it, and I'm sure you're going to do a great job. Here's Cody W. Actually new to my channel. He said, great idea to split up the UK and US ones. I might have to do that myself. I had to do it. I'm OCD. Thanks for finding my channel, by the way, Cody. Hope you're subscribed, and I hope you're enjoying some of the other videos, some of the other fine quality work that I put through on this channel. Next up is Chris. Che, I'm going to say Che, or CH Ultras, but I like to say Che. I really like that. It's not Che, it should be Che, Chris. So, one suggestion for a future Versus entry, Aero Academy versus Eureka Masters of Cinema. Good one. For the longest time, Masters of Cinema was a standout line here in Europe, but the last Aero Academy releases at least are now on par with former Masters of Cinema titles. Inferno, Images, The Love of a Woman, Magnificent Doll. Aero Academy should receive more love and talk about the releases. And more talk about the releases. If you ask me, not only the Aero video. So basically he wants more Aero Academy talk. He says Aero video always gets like the brunt, the talk. People always talk about that, talk about a lot of genre releases. But Aero Academy doesn't get the love that it should get. I agree. I actually do like a lot of the Aero Academy stuff. I do have a few, quite a few of their releases as well. And you know what? That's a great idea for a video. Let's break up the Aeros from Aero Video and Aero Academy. We'll do that. And Aero Academy versus Masters of Cinema. I got a few Masters of Cinema here, so I can definitely look into that. And obviously, whoever wins from that, who are they going to have to take on? I think we know. Yeah, obviously they're going to be taking on Shameless Screen Entertainment. No? Oh, Criterion. Yeah, Criterion. They're going to take on Criterion. The winner of that one is going to take on Criterion. You didn't really think I was going to say I was going to Shameless Screen Entertainment, did you? Love Shameless, but I got someone for them too. Bushman Blue, Yahoo! So some great gifts you got there, Aaron. And I still need that Harry Hasn't said. You do, it's a good one. I have Volume 2 and the Sinbad box sets. Indicator for me is now my favorite label. It's even beating Arrow at the moment. Thanks for showing your gifts, mate. I, in a very geeky, look what I got type of way, I kind of had to do that. I did. Speaking of Indicator, there's announcements. Let's talk about those. So, Indicator has announcements. They have some really cool announcements. And I have something to say. I got a bit of a beef, not with the announcements, but a while back, I was on Blu-ray.com in the forum section. And somebody mentioned a certain director, and I said, well, maybe they're going to put out this. And I spoke about a box set. And I was pretty much told right away, no, they're not all directed by that guy. They're not going to put that out. Really? Because we'll get to it. Okay, so first off, Modern Romance with Albert Brooks and Catherine Harold. I was going to say Cynthia Rothrock. Wouldn't that be awesome? Albert Brooks and Cynthia Rothrock. That would be a very different Modern Romance. I just have to say that right now. That's coming out from them. The China Syndrome. I remember seeing this when I was younger. Jane Fonda. Jack Lemmon and Michael Douglas. Love that movie. I'm looking forward to seeing that come out as well. And this one, the Samuel Fuller at Columbia, Samuel Fuller collection. So it has some that he wrote and some that he directed. It has It Happened in Hollywood, Adventures in Sahara, Power of the Press, Shockproof, Scandal Sheet, The Crimson Kimono, and Underworld USA. Again, a great looking one, and just so you can see. If I can do it here, they're going to be kind of like doubling up certain ones. There's the look of the set with the movies out of it. So it's going to be some 4 cases and some different stuff. Now, I'm not sure what features are going to be in there. Let's see if I can actually find a little bit of that information out for you. It's kind of early, so I'm not sure if all the features will be there yet. But let's see what they have announced so far. So we're going to go over to their site, Powerhouse Films, and we're going to check out the Samuel Fuller set. See, when I said, hey, there's this set out, maybe they're going to do these films, it just peeved me that somebody would dismissed it. So like, no, of course not. They're not all real Samuel Fuller films. They'll never do those. Well, no. Now, the person probably didn't mean like that. It's just, for a dramatic reenactment, I'm going to go that way. It's almost worth getting for the book. They're going to have some awesome booklets of this. So it's going to be 6,000. What we know so far is there's Samuel Fuller in conversation with Henry Chapier, I think. Archival recording from the French TV series. Samuel Fuller's Storyteller. Samuel Fuller's Search for the Truth. The Culture of Crimson Cinema. Martin Scorsese on Underworld. Barry Forshaw on Underworld. Limited edition exclusive booklets containing newly commissioned essays by Pamela Hutchinson, Lindsay Ann Hallam, archival interviews with director Samuel Fuller, historical articles, oh man, critical anthology and full film credits. World Blu-ray premiere of It Happened in Hollywood, Adventure in Sahara, Power of the Press, Shockproof, and Scandal Sheet. UK Blu-ray premieres of The Crimson Kimono and Hollywood, USA. And numbered to 6,000. More. All extras are subject to change. There may be more. So it's just a little early. So I have this. Sony put out a lot of these really cool sets. This is Collector's Choice series that they did. I think this one's out of print now. If not, it's definitely, if you can get it for a decent price, it's a way to go check it out if you're interested in Samuel Fuller and you want to know, that you want to see the set. So you know what movies are on that set? What movies are here? Well, actually, it's It Happened in Hollywood, Adventures in Sahara, Power of the Press, Shockproof, Scandal Sheet, The Crimson Kimono, and Underworld USA. So it pretty much is like it's an upgrade with a lot more features. This one here just has some just small stuff. Basically, there's Samuel Fuller's Search for the Truth with Tim Robbins is on the Power of the Press one. It has a special feature Samuel Fuller's Storyteller. Of course, that one's on here as well. And there's Curtis Hanson, The Culture of Crimson Kimono, and Martin Scorsese on Underworld USA. So there are some features that are going to be going over to that one as well. Oh, so there we go. And I'll open up and show you guys. And what was really cool, what I really like about the set, it's a 7-disc set. Each movie did have their own DVD. I'm a huge Fuller fan, just if you guys aren't aware. I found this at a record shop, actually Fred's Records, and it was going for an insanely cheap price. So I only have 2 of these like Sony type sets. Let's see if I can actually reach it. Really? Well, I've got the critics, well, the Collector's Choice one. So I got the Rita Hayworth one as well. This has, of course, CoverGirl. Why am I doing this? I have like new glasses. Oh, by the way, have you noticed? I got progressive lenses. So CoverGirl, Tonight and Every Night, Gilda, Miss Sadie Thompson, and Salome. I'm kind of hyper tonight, gotta say. Oh, and in sad cinema news, rest in peace, Milos Forman. Yeah, lost another one. What else do we want to talk about here? Well, there's the Indicator stuff. I said some TV stuff, right? The Indicator was, I think, the main newsy stuff. Vinegar Cinema has the announcement up there for their halfway to Black Friday sale. Again, there's going to be 2 exclusives that are coming out for that sale. Anybody that wants to start guessing what the Vinegar Cinema exclusives are going to be, guess in the comment section down below and see if you can be the person and say, "Hey, I told you so. I knew this was going to come out. I reckoned. I was right." You can see it right there in the comment section down below how right I was. So me, I'm not sure. I'm actually interested in hearing what you guys think is going to come out in the Vinegar Syndrome sale. What 2 movies the last time? What was it last time? Liquid Sky. Was it Liquid Sky last time? And another one. Oh no, there's Ice Cream Man. I remember Ice Cream Man came out. I remember Disconnected, and I remember Liquid Sky was one that they announced. That was a big. It was a big deal for them. That one sold out. Some people liked Liquid Sky. Some people didn't like Liquid Sky. If you ever have Vinegar Syndromes that you don't like, feel free to send them my way. I will gladly take Vinegar Syndromes off of your hands. if you find picораmas that you don't like. Just putting that out there. Just saying. I'm in a weird mood tonight, guys. I'm in a weird mood tonight. A good mood, but a weird mood. But let's look at some of my favorite TV box sets. Some stuff that I really like. And these are going to be chosen basically on shows that I just really love, or shows that I think they really did a good job with the box set. I'm not going to be getting into the real big collectory stuff. Just some real cool sets. Some real cool season shows that I like. Learn a bit about me and my TV side. Well, right about now. Alright, so I've picked out, I specifically stayed away from certain genre cult shows that I know everybody loves. Basically, because that's not what I want to do with the ones I want to show off tonight. I want to show you guys like 7. Why 7? Why not? Shows that actually kind of define some of my TV watching growing up, some shows that I liked. And maybe you'll learn a little bit about me through this. But let's go. If you don't know me enough now, well, let's keep going. Let's dive into the psyche. So first off, one of my favorite shows and my favorite season of this show, Wonder Woman, the original Linda Carter Wonder Woman, season 1. That was one that was set back during World War II. I love the period era of this. It actually ends with Wonder Girl being introduced into the series. A lot of promise, and they ditch that and they bring it in modern times. I do like the remaining 2 seasons, though I don't think they ever reached the height that they did with the original season of Wonder Woman. It's a really good one. There's some cool, cheesy Nazi villains, and Nazis are always great as bad guys. They make good bad guys. Good stuff. That's got the commentary by Linda Carter and executive producer Douglas Kramer on here. New documentary, Beauty, Brawn, and Bulletproof. Bracelets, a Wonder Woman retrospective. Very, very cool. Next up is another fantasy style show, but this one literally has fantasy in the name. There were 2 movies that were done actually originally. I know the first movie was done. I think both movies were done, and then there's like the TV series came after it, and they were fairly dark. The TV series got lighter, and there's like actually a reboot of the series that actually didn't do as well, and that is Fantasy Island. Fantasy Island. Look, boss, the plane. Of course, he would leave the show, and there'd be somebody else come on. The guy from Mr. Belvedere, actually, and Mr. Rourke was always there. You know, welcome to Fantasy Island. What a horrible Mr. Rourke impression. I can gain notoriety from the horribleness of my impressions. No? We'll go with that anyway. Love the series. It just had a lot of cool guest stars. Now this one here, I've only got the first season, unfortunately. Does it have it? Yeah, it has the pilot here. That has both movies. It has Fantasy Island and Return to Fantasy Island, and then it goes into the series. Guest stars throughout these are incredible. Hugh O'Brien's in this. Peter Lawford, Carol Lindley, Victoria Principal, Dick Sargent, Christina Sinatra. That's just Bill Bixby, and that's just in the first movie one. And I don't think that the star power gives up when the show actually starts. No, you got Jack Rambo, Ed Begley Jr., Juliet Mills, Howard Duff, Christopher George, Alan Hale, Carol Lawrence, Gene Barry, Lucy Arnaz, Jim Backus, Ronnie Cox. Just incredible star after star, and really cool things. Sometimes they take some a romantic twist. A lot of them do. Some of them get very dark, and some of them are just really cool and funny. They're a very neat little show. If you weren't interested in one fantasy on the series, there's usually per episode there's usually 2 or 3 fantasies, so you may be caught up in the next one. So that can be good, and it can be bad because you got the fantasy. You may not be interested in a part of the show, but you may be super interested in one of the other parts of it. But overall, I think they did a great job of balancing it. I really love Fantasy Island. I'd like to say I wish it would come back again, but it came back once already. Let's leave it. Next up is a show that will make a lot of sense if you know me very well. My humor in real life is slightly wacky. I'm a very wacky person. But no, in all seriousness, I like sketch comedy. I'm a huge fan of, I grew up on Monty Python, stuff like that, and so did these guys, and these guys are incredible, and that's the Kids in the Hall. If you have not seen the Kids in the Hall, see the Kids in the Hall. Check them out on YouTube, something like that. They do a lot of really good stuff. Now, not everything is going to hit everybody, but of course they got, you know, popularity, notoriety for the song "These Are the Days I Know." At least here in Canada they did, and I think that hit over on stateside too. A lot of the characters like really kind of became popular. There's one character who's kind of like the friendly axe murderer. He's in a few videos, and there's that guy that oh god, I don't even know. See if they even mention. I got. I'm gonna use my glasses right. Actually, so I gotta watch. I'm gonna watch some of this tonight. Actually, I really am. I want this whole series. I want it so bad. It's out now, but I'm moving just as it came out. Like I think Mill Creek, but the whole series. I love this show. I really do love this show. Chicken Lady I wasn't a very big fan of, but I do like some of the other characters. Interesting. Again, Kids in the Hall, fantastic show. Next up is one that kind of harkens back to like the old like 30s and 40s mysteries, things like I Love a Mystery, The Thin Man, or really harkens back to The Thin Man. That's a really cool series called Heart to Heart. I am a huge fan of Heart. I was so in love with Stephanie Powers back then. Isn't she gorgeous? She is. She really is. Stephanie Powers, you are a very classy, smart, attractive lady. Of course, that's Robert Wagner there. He was always like the more kind of like the debonair guy. So we got Jonathan and Jennifer Hart, and they are rich. They are rich beyond rich, and they just like to solve mysteries. They solve murders. Actually, what's the name of their butler guy again? Oh, he was so cool. He passed away, but he was really good. I love Max, right? Yeah, Max, Server Max, okay. And he was played by Lionel Sander. And like he said at the beginning of every single episode of Heart Heart, when these two met, it was murder. This is a really good show. There's a Jeremy Brett, I think, is in one of these episodes. Not in this season. I know he's in Magnum P.I. I thought he was in Heart Heart episode as well. There's actually a cool kind of a campy episode where there's like a Jennifer Hart like has like a double type of thing, an evil one. So that's actually really cool. If you've never seen this show, I really do recommend it. Heart Heart is a lot of fun. If you like mystery shows and you like the old like the 30s and 40s mysteries, the things they put on like 60-minute stuff, the Dick Nolans, the stuff like that, you're definitely gonna get a kick out of this. Next up is another early 70s show that I found. Was actually a little bit young when the show originally came out, but I was able to find it in reruns. And when the first season came out, I got it, but I think there's other seasons, but they haven't shown up around here, and I haven't been able to find them. And I got a feeling they're going to be kind of expensive online, so I'll just keep an eye out. And that is Policewoman. Angie Dickinson and Earl Holliman did a great job in Policewoman. Actually, I think Bert Convey is in the pilot of Policewoman. I think Earl Holliman actually shows up throughout the series, but I think Bert Convey was actually the guy in the pilot. Bert Convey did like a lot of game shows. He was a big guy for doing like a lot of like guest spots back in the mid 70s, early 80s, late 80s. Did a lot of Murder She Wrote stuff. He was did a lot of musical stuff because he's a musician as well. I think he was a musician. He did a lot of musical stuff. If he wasn't, he did a damn good job playing one. Policewoman, again, really enjoyed the show. It's really cool. Kind of a spin-off police story, and definitely it's its own thing. You know, she goes undercover, does like some voice work. Great like cast in this as well. You know, we got people showing guest stars like Larry Hagman, Pat Morita, Bob Crane, fellow Michael Thomas is in this. Love this series. It's a big one for me. Here's one. It's gonna be kind of cheesy for some people, but I'm a huge fan. Especially the first 3 seasons. Maybe not so much of the 4th one. It's okay. It was shot here in Canada with a lot of stock footage. The 4th season was. But I do love the first 3, and I am a huge fan of Airwolf. If you know this show, it's, you know, this is the one. Blue Thunder, it's okay. Airwolf, it's awesome. I'm a huge fan of Gemma Vincent's in here. We got like, I was going to call, oh my god. So, anyway, Gemma Vincent plays Stringfellow Hawk, and he's this kind of like this edgy, kind of cool character. He's a helicopter pilot. He gets to fly this like super special helicopter named Airwolf, hence the title. And he goes on all these types of missions and stuff. It's just really cool stuff. So here, I'm going to actually read this one. I don't really normally do this, especially when it comes to TV shows. But this was pretty cool and cutting edge in its time. So this is season 2. I like season 1. Season 2 is actually really good. Cutting edge. High-tech surveillance and defense helicopter of the future. And Stringfellow Hawk, its reclusive renegade pilot, as they take on dangerous secret missions from Afghanistan to the jungles of Central America. From drug runners to dam breakers to demented businessmen, there's no one who can hide from the Airwolf team's high-tech gadgetry and fighting power. Co-starring Ernest Borgnine, who did an amazing job, and Alex Cord, this suspenseful and daring Emmy-nominated series from TV producer Donald P. Bellisario, Mankind Quantum Leap, is sure to be a thrill ride fans won't want to end. I gotta agree. And this has a great theme song. I love the theme song music to Airwolf. I actually made my better half one night watch like all the openings to Airwolf, like dun da 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 da. I can't. I'm tone deaf. But just check it out yourself. It's a really good show. It's got a really great theme. Let me know if you like the theme song to Airwolf or any of these shows that I mentioned. Airwolf is the theme song that stands out. But one of the shows that defined me most as a kid and growing up, and even as a kid, I kind of realized this was a brilliant show, but not as brilliant. I didn't realize this is one of my favorite comedy shows of all time. I think it is heads above Saturday Night Live, even at its best. That's my opinion. And I definitely stand by that. I think it stands out with the best of its type of show, and that is SCTV, Second City Television. A great show. This is here is what's the time is this? 1? Yeah, Network 90. This show was a Canadian show, and for a while it was actually would replace Saturday Night Live for like I think once a month or something like that. It was really popular. Things that came out of it were like, if you've ever seen the movie, the one with Bob Doug McKenzie, which just totally leave my mind right now. I'm not even going to try and Google it and try and say I remember it. I don't. I own the movie. Maximilian Schell, I think, is in the Maximilian Sato. Anyway, I totally don't remember what the name of the movie is right now, but it's good. It's got a... Okay, so we got a great cast here. John Candy, Lake John Candy's here. Eugene Levy's in here. We got Joe Flaherty. There's Rick Moranis, Dave Thomas, Catherine O'Hara, Andre Martin. Andre Martin, of course, from one of my favorite movies, Black Christmas, the original, not the remake. And this one has some really good episodes on it. There was this thing that they did, this kind of like these like farming folks, and they'd like blow people up. It was very Monty Python-esque. It blew up. They blew up real good, didn't they? They blew up real good. I really like that. I love this show. Basically, what it is it does have a kind of a cool premise. They actually have these characters that kind of like go over. SCTV is a little TV station. It's a small TV station, and because they're able to like do their own thing, like they lampoon a lot of like the shows of the day and movies, and it's just really, and I hate to use this word because it does sound a bit pretentious, but this is true. It's smart humor. It is good. It's wacky and funny and can be silly, but at its core, it is smart. It is good humor. It actually precursed like much music in MTV in talking about like the whole music video craze that will come out and the music video like channels. Rick Moranis did a really good job of like actually doing that, being like kind of the first VJ. There was just some incredible stuff on this here. So this one has 9 episodes. The first 9 from the 90-minute shows, because they did have like shorter length ones as well. And Polynesian Town was a big one. Southside Fracas compilation one. Origins of SCTV. I gotta watch this. I might want to see. I want to watch so much tonight now. Lunchtime Street Beef, Moral Majority. That's really good. Pledge Week. The Pledge Weeks are always really good. The Great White North. That has, Bob Doug McKenzie being out in the boot. I need more of these. There are more sets of SCTV. And I really want them all of a sudden. I do. Well, this is probably one of my favorite shows growing up. SCTV. The show would start off, SCTV is on the air, and you'd see people throwing their TVs out their apartment windows type of thing. This is a different video for me for today. I had originally planned, I was going to do a versus video when I came down here. I had a versus video planned out and everything, but I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to have a kind of a vlog type of video when we could talk back and forth, and I could actually talk about a few different things that I really like, things that I really love. Are there any sets that didn't make it on this list? Yes, but they'll make it on another list. I'll mention a couple of them there. I would have talked a bit more about Starsky and Hutch, Diagnosis Murder, Captain Power, because I really like that. Here Comes the Gump, which is a DePato Freeling cartoon that, although very repetitive, is kind of fun. It doesn't get enough love, I don't think. I hope to see that thing actually redone, but not quite yet, because my Here Comes the Gump set is actually fairly expensive. Out of print. I lucked into that one. But shows like Murder One's first season was, again, some brilliant stuff. Three's Company was a show that I grew up with. Really loved. Are You Being Served, of course, was a favorite of mine. I'm a kid of the 80s. 21 Jump Street definitely was my thing. I also watched the spin-off show Booker as well, and unfortunately they didn't put out the whole series. There was like episodes that didn't have, there was rights issues type of thing. I love The Wise Guy. I wish that the Dead Dog Records episode of Wise Guy would get released with the music. I really like those episodes. I'd like to rewatch the first couple seasons of Wise Guy, but one of my favorite shows, period, like bar none, and my cousin actually gave this to me. I was at for a part of my Christmas gift. There was one copy of it. I wanted it really bad, but I knew my cousin also collected 80s TV shows as well, and I didn't have enough cash on me at the time to get it. HMV was closing down. This was one of the shows that was on there. RLJ had put out, RLJ is a company that puts out a lot of different TV stuff and that, and this was one that I really, really wanted. I love the theme song, and I'm not even going to try to sing it. It's by Del Shannon, and that was Crime Story. I love this show, especially the first season is great. Second season goes into some crazy territory, especially if you know the ending to the first season of Crime Story. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But great stuff. It's a 9-disc set. It's brilliant. A beautiful show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Fantastic show. There you go, guys. And as always, keep watching my channel. We're going to see some versus videos coming out, both company and format wars. I got a few other things I'm going to be doing as when I start to move. You're going to see some moving videos and hopefully some more stuff. But I have to go. I got to work tomorrow. Crazy, but I'm working this Sunday. What do? Got to make the money. Thanks for watching, guys. It's kind of different, kind of wacky, kind of unique video. Have a great evening, and enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your entire weekend. Barnabas is watching me. Thanks for joining me in the movie library. For me right now, my throat's going, and it is time for tea. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.